Hi, everyone. This is Paul from Blackberry Smoke, and you're listening to Rebel Radio with Jeremy Davis on 90.3 KRNU.
Live from the 90.3 KRNU studio, you're listening to Rebel Radio with your host, Jeremy Davis.
And I would like to welcome you to the show. You're tuned in to 90.3 FM KRNU right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And this is the Rebel Radio Show with me, your host as always, Jeremy Davis. And I'm extremely excited for today because we have a special edition show for you. Blackberry Smoke released their studio album last week, and they are actually coming here to Lincoln next Wednesday on the 25th. And in honor of that, I was able to talk with the guitarist for the band, Paul Jackson, and we talked about a variety of topics ranging from their new album, Find a Light, their touring. We talked a little bit about guitars and where the music industry is. We talked about a lot of things, and I want to play that interview for you now as part of this Blackberry Smoke special edition version of Rebel Radio. So without further ado, here is Paul Jackson from Blackberry Smoke. Well, I can't tell you thank you enough for doing this again.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. It's all good. Yeah, I'm just on my way dropping Emerson here off a taekwondo lesson.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I want to say a big congratulations on the new album. It's absolutely fantastic. I know that I personally cannot get enough of it, and that's coming from a longtime fan. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for checking it out, man.
Oh, absolutely. Been spinning it as much as I can on the show and trying to feature you guys as much as possible.
Cool, man. That's what it's about right there. I appreciate it. That's very cool.
I'm kind of interested to know how the whole thing works. I mean, the last time we spoke, you guys had just put out Like an Arrow, and right. You've kind of been on tour. What seems like it's been a continuous cycle. I'm curious to know how you guys find time to put together new material, and when you seem like you're always touring. How does getting a new record cut even work?
Well, normally it's done in between. Like we'll start maybe the end of summer. We'll start hashing out ideas and whatnot. And Charlie, man, he writes most of the stuff anyway, so he'll have that already. Some ideas in his head, like he's home for 3 days right now before we leave, and I'm not saying he's sitting down writing now, but those are kind of the times he sits down and starts fiddling around, and we do the same and pitch ideas, and if they don't get taken, we'll just try something else,
Okay.
Kind of thing.
And kind of going off of that, so the creative process. So I know that Charlie does write most of the songs. How does that work when do you guys all come together then on kind of a writing session and do things musically, or how do you put together the songs that are going to be on an album per se?
Well, it's easier to do now to like sit at home with your computer or your phone for that matter and write a song, throw down an idea for a bass line, and then a piano Brandon can fiddle around with anywhere, and that's how it kind of gets done. And we, when he gets the basic tracks to us, then we all together, like maybe at a sound check or something, we'll get together and then start throwing things on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easier to do now than it was like 20 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure technology has to probably help.
It was tough back in the day, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So there's quite a few different collaborations on this album. What made you guys want to bring in some of the special guests like Amanda Shires and Robert Randolph and guys like that?
Just ideas. I mean, it's thinking about it. I'll be in a minute, buddy, okay? Sorry, I dropped my kid off taekwondo.
No, you're good.
just Charlie had an idea of bringing Amanda in when he did the demo for the song, and I initially sang the harmony on it, but he was like, we would get Amanda Shires to come in and sing that part, and I'm like, absolutely. I thought that was a great idea. And then he, the Ramblin' song that Robert sent that to Charlie last year and wanted Charlie to put lyrics for it.
Oh, okay.
And Charlie did, and we were like, hey, let's put that on the record too, because it's a good song. And then the Wood Brothers came in. That's another idea Charlie had. He was, let's get the Wood Brothers to sing on, the Mountain Song. I said, yeah, dude, that'd be great. So.
Well,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like how, and it seems like everyone who's kind of all your the collaborations on this album, they're almost from different like subgenres, you could call it.
Yeah. This record, he did some. I think 4 songs on the record were done with Keith Nelson from Buck Cherry. He collaborated with him on that too, and they turned out really well. I was pretty, surprised. I was like, this is great stuff. So Keith did a good job on that too, man. Really
yeah, absolutely. Is there do you have a particular favorite song on the new record?
Man, I'm one of those people. I tell people this all the time. I'm one of those people that I really like them all. I can't sit and go, I like that one better. You know what I mean? I just everything that we do is fun to play. That's really hard for me to answer. I know it sounds silly, but I like all the tracks, man. Seriously.
No, I understand that.
It's hard to pick a favorite one,
Mm-hmm.
There's so many moods on the record. Like I could be in the mood for a harder song on the record I listen to, and then maybe just a chill, mellow song. There's all kinds of stuff on that record.
I was gonna say that was one of my other points I wanted to bring up. Just the diversity alone on this record. You got just your regular rock anthems, and then you got like the song with Amanda Shires just slows everything down, and it's just a great diversity, I thought. Yeah,
I think that was a Charlie and Keith collaboration, which is trippy.
Yeah.
Considering Buck Cherry, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's really good. I love that song. It's a great song.
Oh, yeah. I kind of want to, going kind of back to touring, I've always been curious to know how you guys put like set lists together, and when you're putting out new albums, how do you decide what songs make the cut and what songs you end up dropping?
Well, that's pretty hard, to decide. Charlie, he's singing, so it's more left up to him because it's, what he'll do is we'll play a set, just like, say, I'll use Atlanta for instance. Atlanta last year, he'll save the set, and when we go back to do Atlanta this year, it won't be the same set, considering some of the songs we have to do, but we'll put different songs on there instead of a strict same kind of the same thing we did last time. It's hard to do with all the records we have,
right?
But it gets in there. We do play every song that we have, but just not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You just kind of mix it up then.
Yeah, we have to separate them each show. It's not the same show every day. It's always something new.
I suppose that that probably helps keep things fresh for you guys too, instead of just going through the same routine. Yeah. I like it, being changed up. It's like, oh, cool, we're doing this one. Right on. It's that kind of thing. Yeah, it's, instead of just slamming, the same set every single night. Right. Which
that to me would probably, tilt my head a little bit about it. Wait a minute, why are we doing that? But we don't do that, so.
Another thing I wanted to ask, kind of on the touring aspect, when you're going from town to town, do you notice kind of a difference in crowd? I mean, Like, do you like see the same types of people come to the shows everywhere, or?
Yeah, I mean, we have people that, like if we're doing this whole Carolina run, North to South Carolina run we did this weekend, we had people come to all 4 shows. They follow us. You know, we're going to this, we're going to that one. And some towns, people are different. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the night, too. Like if it's during the weekday, some people are, you know, don't get too rowdy because they're working the next day, but everybody still has a good time. Like Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays are just always crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, but the towns are different a little bit, you know, but everybody's still having a good time, which makes me smile a lot. So,
oh, absolutely. Has touring kind of changed since you guys have been a band? Obviously, it probably has, but is it still something that everyone in the band loves to do, or since you guys are getting older with most of you probably have families, do you get tired of being on the road?
No, I love it. I mean, I've wanted to do this since I was a kid. I mean, put it this way, since my first concert in 1985, March 23rd, or something like that. The very next day, that's what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So we all love doing it, and it's the only thing with our families. It's hard to find time to take off because we want to support the record and get out there and not stop touring. I mean, it's just normal to us now. I guess it's just become the norm for us to go and tour, and our families, they know that, they accept it. You know, we won't be home for certain things. Like I'll already this year miss all my kids' birthdays and my anniversary coming up. So, we've done that before too. So and besides, my family don't want me at home anyway. They want me gone.
That's something they just have come to expect.
I come and disrupt everything when I'm home.
Oh.
No, it's all good. They get it. They get it. This is what Daddy does. I mean, it's no different than, you know, my dad was a firefighter and he was gone from the house, staying at the station constantly. You know, it's just something that we knew our old man did, you know. Mm-hmm. And people in the service, they go, and, you know, truck drivers do it, bus drivers do it. It's, you know, it doesn't seem normal, but since we're doing it, it's normal to us, I guess.
Right, and I think a lot of people think that being a traveling band is different in that aspect, but it's when you're listing off kind of the other professions that are gone for long times like that. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's tough on some people. You know, it can be tough at times. Saying the birthdays and the holidays and whatnot, but once again, with technology, thank God we have it. I can, you know, call and tell my children to clean their rooms and whatnot by just staring at them on the telephone.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's changed, but it's normal for us.
It's normal.
We don't mind.
Kind of moving on from that, I'm a big guitar guy myself, and the last time you guys came to town, it seemed like you and Charlie were constantly switching out guitars, and I just out of pure curiosity, how many guitars between the two of you go on the road?
I would say I have, I don't know, maybe, actually I can't remember how many guitars I got out there. Hold on, I'll see the last one. I think I got 6, and he may have 7 or 8. I really don't know how many he has.
Yeah.
I know it's more than me. It's just the tunings. You know, we don't want to be up there tuning our guitars down and up and down and up.
Right. So that's probably most of the reason then why you're constantly changing then.
Yeah, and certain songs have different tones to them. You know, you want a Telly sound, you want a Les Paul sound, you want a, you know, hollow body, you know, sound.
Do you? No, go ahead.
I'm saying, we have a few guitars out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a particular favorite that you like to play?
Well, I start off with my 357 Custom. It's my buddy Martin Moore built it for me. It's just a replica of my '79 Les Paul that I have because I wanted to have a guitar I could take to Europe, but I didn't want to take my '79
Right.
Les Paul over there. That one is my go-to. First off, boom, and then I just bought a 1968 Walnut ES335 Gibson, and I'm loving that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pick my other one up and get the pickups changed out. I'm getting it back tomorrow, my 135, a hollow body.
Oh.
Or semi-hollow body. Yeah, that black one. I have a black one. It's,
I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. It's a cutaway.
Mm-hmm. Is there
that P100's in it. I got those taken out for P90s.
Is there a guitar that you have just that sits at home that has some special meaning to you? You don't want to take it on the road?
No, I use them all.
Use them all?
I mean, I don't take somehow because I don't have. If I had it my way, they'd all be out with me.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife would love that. They wouldn't be sitting around the house. But I have my son plays guitar, so I have all my extra guitars in a stand in his room because he plays them while I'm gone, and he's kind of lucky in that aspect because I did not have that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Firebirds, Telecasters, Strats,
Right. Some top of the line guitars. Then he's getting to learn on.
Yeah. He takes care of them. That's he knows how to treat them. So that's the reason I don't mind.
So have you taught him mostly everything, or how does that all work?
No, man. It's once again, there's a lot of things on YouTube that you can pick up, and listening to records. He picked up on bands that I never even dreamed of him listening to, like Tesla and stuff like that. Really guitar-oriented albums.
Right.
And then I show him things when he'll FaceTime me and ask me, is he doing this right? And if I'm able to, I'll sit down with him. I'll be in a dressing room and explain it. But when he's home, I show him a few things here and there. He's getting it down. It's just like I did. I just put records on or put the tapes in and just start playing with the tunes.
That's probably one of the most important things to learn as a guitarist too, is just to play by your ear too.
Absolutely. I think it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
I still do it. I'll sit down and go, man, I want to learn this just to learn it. We'll probably never play it, but I think it's fun to learn.
Right.
And there's so many things that you could do. Like, I'm convinced that whoever you would think the best guitar player in the world is still has things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's fun about music to me. I just, if you're a drummer, you still got things to learn. It's very cool. A lot of different techniques and whatnot.
There's so much that you can just keep improving on.
Oh yeah. Heck, for that matter, just one note, you can improve on that constantly. The way you bend it, the way you strike it, the way you hold it. I'm lucky. I picked a fun instrument, I guess.
Absolutely.
Expensive, but fun.
Yeah, it's kind of probably an expensive hobby, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I've learned with guitars, too.
Yeah, my mother used to roll her eyes every time I'd ask her for something. I kind of need this. Ay.
Kind of moving on from that, the last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about kind of where the music industry is and how there's seemingly a growing number of bands that really aren't getting any FM radio attention, but they're extremely successful. And where do you think the industry kind of stands with that whole thing going on?
Not getting airplay and whatnot?
Yeah.
I think it's really sad that a lot of bands don't get airplay because the ads are taking up so much of the airtime, and they have to, or the radios couldn't be on the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to have this to be able to have this kind of thing. I mean, it's just a drag that it's that way because there's a lot of, like you say, a lot of good bands that are getting put on the radio. I mean, we're still lucky if we get on, you know, that kind of thing. And I think it's very cool, and hats off to everybody who puts us on the radio, because some people just won't. You know, they're afraid to, or it's not in their computer that got sent to them from the home office.
Yeah.
They won't take a chance. But we are completely grateful to anybody who gets us out there. I mean, seriously, I'm clapping in my mind all the time when that happens.
Well, it blows my mind how you got a band like Blackberry Smoke that you guys will sell out just about anywhere you'll go, but yet you're not getting any kind of mainstream radio attention per se.
Right. Like, we do a lot of we do big festivals like Jam Fest and stuff like that. Like the Mule. I mean, Government Mule. I'll say Government Mule. I call them the Mule. Government Mule, and you know, bands like that don't really get airplay, but they still put behind in seats. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People come to see them, and I was explaining that to my wife. She goes, "I don't understand how this many people know who they are, but they're not getting played on the radio." I'm like, it's just the way the business is ran, I guess. I mean, it's hard. I mean, radio is pretty much their hands are tied because they have to pay bills. They have to have ads to do it.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. I understand that. You know, I see that because I've been in this business for so long. A lot of people, a listener, probably wouldn't know that or wouldn't think about that kind of thing.
Right.
So, it's just hands being tied, I guess.
Well,
yeah.
There's been countless publications calling Blackberry Smoke the band that is kind of reviving Southern rock and outlaw country. And I just wanted to know, when you hear stuff like that, what runs through your mind? Man,
not the real. If people can, if that's how they want to identify with us, that's fine. I'm totally fine with it. I mean, the outlaw country thing gets used a little bit when I think shouldn't, but not particularly for us. I understand that people associate with. It's cool. Like I said, it's very cool. With some bands that, you know, we're outlaw, and like, not really.
Right.
That kind of thing. No, that's not what the idea of the outlaw thing was. And I don't think when whoever they started calling outlaws even thought, they're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's
whatever gets the people. If it gets their attention and lets them listen to your work, and it helps them, like I said, helps them identify with something. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it at all.
The reason I asked, I feel like you guys didn't originally just start hitting the road and writing songs to be the band that would bring like Southern rock. Are you just a group of friends that enjoys making music you want to make? Yeah, we totally didn't. I don't think any of us would even be in a band that would have done that. Right.
We just started playing, and what came out of us was what you're hearing. It just happened. I mean, I don't think we could literally sit down and do that anyway. It'd be weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to write a song about, you know, truck beds and dirt roads. I don't know if I don't know.
It seems like there's a growing number of people that will take that well, I don't know if you even want to call it easy road out, but.
Right. We have Freedom Song, I think, has dirt road. Yeah, it does. We weren't thinking about that. That's for sure.
Right.
We just, you know, singing a song, writing, and go, there you go, you know.
And writing about life experiences and stuff like that, rather than trying to fill a quota or whatever you want to. Yeah, there's no such thing like that in our band. We don't sit down and, you know, scheme about it. Mm-hmm.
You know, when, like I said, Charlie writes the lyrics, he's writing something about something that he knows or he, you know, has been through or has seen himself, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you think with like the success of Find a Light and other groups like you, do you think that mainstream is ever gonna kind of change and you are gonna start hearing more? I don't know what you want to call it, traditional or whatever you want to consider it more.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it may, mainstream may. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe we kind of, I don't know if opened the door, but unlocked it maybe to help. I mean, we know that we have worked hard and got ourselves to where we are now by physically touring and going to see, our friends, my fans, but I call them friends, but, physically getting out there and doing it. I mean, that helps, but the mainstream, I don't really know, man. I'd like it to, mainstream to figure it out, but who knows, with all the music that's going on and getting crammed down people's throats that is in the mainstream, who knows,
As it's hard to probably break through kind of all of that other noise but social media.
Yeah, but we won't be opening for Beyonce anytime soon. I'm just saying. I would, but that's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. Well, maybe, you never know.
Yeah, totally. She might have our records in her house.
Yeah, if she wants to come to Georgia and cut a record, you don't know.
Totally. Man, that would be funny.
That would get you guys really thrown on to a mainstream audience. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I feel like anything Beyonce has her name tied on is going to get attention of some kind.
Maybe I should start hashtagging her name.
Yeah.
Just to see what happens. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I know that I'm excited to see you guys here back in Lincoln, and I know that the listeners to the show are as well.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. Get there early.
Well, I cannot tell you thank you enough again for doing this.
Oh, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
I always enjoy talking to you.
Right on.
A couple times we've gotten to do this. I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah, man. Hit me up anytime. I'll be around somewhere. Whether at Taekwondo or out on the road.
Thank you so much for all of this and just giving me this opportunity. It's so awesome to be able to talk to you and get people on the show. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, anytime, man. Anytime. And thanks again. I appreciate it.
So there you have it. That is my exclusive interview with Blackberry Smoke guitarist Paul Jackson. Such a great guy, and I cannot thank him and Blackberry Smoke's management enough for helping get this thing set up. Again, if you haven't listened to this band's new album, Find a Light, go do it. It's great stuff. And if you haven't gotten tickets for these guys here in Lincoln, go do that as well. They come to town April 25th, which is next week, and I can guarantee it'll be one of the best live shows you can go to. For more info on that show, as well as the link to hear the interview again, you can check out our social media sites, Twitter at Rebel Radio KRNU, or on Facebook at Rebel Radio KRNU. And that is going to do it for this special edition. I seriously cannot thank you enough for listening. And once again, this is the Rebel Radio Show with me, your host, Jeremy Davis. And until next time, I will talk to you later.